Thank you all for joining us in another installment of Love, Life, and Science. I'm your host, Bree Wright. So, recently there's been an article picking up a lot of momentum, Unnatural Life by Sam Costa. He claims science is an invasive species. We didn't stop it before it came in, and now we can't live without it, which basically denounces science. The article argues that if we didn't initially start inventing, then we wouldn't have a need for it now. But since we're involved in science, we're engulfed by it. We're turning the natural unnatural and raising more cause for war. He claims that science isn't a natural thing and it's only brought darkness to this world, and people are actually getting behind this. We invited a few guests. Madison Crymes, the creator of Kick It to Cancer, based in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is a charity work that funds a large part of the research that goes into the Cincinnati area for childhood cancer. And Dr. Jordan Sanders, who's the scientific developer of Clean Light, a large-scale project pushing eco-friendly energy sources. Finally, we have Sam Costa, the author of the article. Crymes and Sanders both see the value of science, while Costa does not. So we have all sides of the argument here today, and we're trying to come to a consensus. Why don't we hear what Dr. Sanders has to say first?
Well, in my field, I've worked very closely with Jake Abrahamson when he was developing an article, Waiting for Light, which was about electricity being introduced in a rural village in India. Here in the United States, we take for granted how simple it is to turn on the lights as we walk in the room. In some parts of the world, all productivity ends as soon as the sun sets. This places major inhibitions on the quality of life for all involved. Just by giving these people a few extra hours in their day, incredible things can happen. An untapped potential is released. The next Einstein could be from one of these places, but without the resources to be able to research and communicate properly, some incredible genius would be taken away from the world. The people in the village of Yangon in the Waiting for Light article have never been exposed to the most basic forms of electricity. Now, with the introduction of Abrahamson's project, the future is within their sight. The dreams of having computers and more advanced technology have come alive. People ranging from old men to young women are quoted in this article with their wishes and hopes of a brighter tomorrow.
Thank you for the insight, Dr. Sanders. I'm sure Mr. Abrahamson would be dumbfounded by the claims that science, his own life's effort, doesn't do good for others. But this is just innovation and technological advancement aspect of science. Madison, could you give us some insight on the research side of science? What is typically seen as boring and how it could be a positive thing for the world?
Yes, my project in the Cincinnati Research Department worked day in and day out to make the lives of children with cancer and their families' lives easier. I have a personal connection to this because a few short years ago, my son Dwight passed away from cancer. I personally know how it feels to lose a child, and it hurts enough to watch them die. The least we can do is to not have our children hurt. The researchers helped to ease his physical pain as well as the emotional pain of our family through their kindness and tireless efforts. Their research has made incredible advancements that save many lives daily. If it weren't for these institutions, many children and their families would be without hope. This research center gives kids a fighting chance against cancer.
Thank you for letting us know about that. You've also brought a commercial of their work, and we're going to go ahead and show that right now.
Ask me why 5 a.m. is never early enough. And why I like wearing the same thing every day. Ask me why my inspiration is easy to find. And why cancer researchers love fan mail. Because knowing that our research gives every Abby, every Bailey, and every Miles their best chance to beat cancer, I won't stop until every child gets their chance.
Top ranked in the country for cancer care, your generosity is funding the research discoveries at Cincinnati Children's that give every child the chance to beat cancer.
You can help. Give today.
I'm sure you'd like to defend your stance, Sam, so go ahead and take the field.
Based off what Ms. Crymes and Dr. Sanders are saying, it is best to research in the realm of science to improve our lives and the lives around us. Granted, it does provide for better medicine and technologies. I believe we do not need these things for survival. Like I stated in my article, I believe we should go back to living off the earth and living naturally. People existed like this for thousands of years, and even today there are people who do not rely on scientific innovation. I base most of my articles and works off of Henry David Thoreau's naturalistic ideas. He says that our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify. And the best way to do that is to avoid science. Now I have some questions for you. Is science really that necessary? What even is the value of science if we used to survive without it?
Yes, people used to survive without technology, but now people can thrive. Life isn't about simply making it through day by day. The potential that humans have is fully reached only with the help of the same technological advancements that Mr. Costa is deeming unnecessary. Abrahamson tries to convince all of his readers that his project is valuable, and he does it well. He puts emphasis on his work. He shows even though it's not much, it's something. Even these small things can be exciting. He juxtaposes this exciting topic with sadder thoughts, such as investors being hesitant to fund companies whose customers include the poorest people on earth. The work that he's doing is so beneficial, but he doesn't have the support that he needs to continue this work. Abrahamson emphasizes the possibility of what this can do, so the readers of his article feel uneasy that the full potential of these people aren't being reached. The conversational parts of his article, as you can see, also shows you the greatness this project has. Electricity opens new doors in these people's lives. Even though all they have now is lanterns, they're now pushing newer technology like computers and different machines to come to their villages. Just imagine how these people must feel as they see their lives and their loved ones' lives improve day by day. He really articulates what good science does in terms of advancement. The young girls in these places want to learn. They want to be able to do something more with their life. Science gives them that chance. It's helping educate, and it's improving waste pollution in the environment. His project is giving the lower class a means of moving up. It means every member of their society a chance at advancement. As you can see by this quote, these people want it. Even if we only need technology because of the rise of technology in the first place, it's still here. It's already invaded almost every aspect of this world, and others need it to have any chance at a good life.
But you do not need to have a formal scientific education. All you need to know are the basic survival skills: find food, water, and shelter. Who's to say their life isn't good without it already?
And now, a message from our gracious sponsor, Eggnog Empire. Welcome back. So Dr. Sanders is claiming that scientific advancement is necessary across the board because if everyone else is moving forward, then there's no chance to survive unless you as well advance. Bringing science to rural areas gives them a leg in the game. Mr. Costa is, however, saying the best solution to this is for everyone to stop advancing, because we're just leading humanity to its demise. It appears, Sam, you still don't see the value of science improving lives if we could just keep it simple and live just as well.
Mr. Costa, yes, you may be living simply and you are surviving, but what is your quality of life? And what if you aren't surviving? If you find out you have cancer, what's your next move? Without access to any advanced medical facilities or procedures, your odds of surviving are not good. One could say that you have no hope of surviving. In this video, there's a contrast of research and excitement, where even though it can be seen as boring, it is ultimately shown as very rewarding.
Oh yes, look at all the sweet, colorful thank you letters in the background.
The value is shown by all of those grateful children that don't even understand the concept of the scientific research, but feel the positive effects of the work in their everyday lives. Research gives anyone with a poor medical prognosis a chance that they would not have if medical institutes were not always striving for advances. In the past, if you were sick with any disease, your outlook and chances of survival were bleak. Now with technology and science advancing exponentially, prognoses are improving, which gives patients and doctors alike that much more hope. You don't know if these cute kids are going to make it, but thanks to these research efforts, you can be reassured that at least some of them will, and that all of them will be helped in some way by this research. Of course, not everyone is going to be able to be saved. Death is natural, yet everyone wants their child to survive. And outside of the scientific outlook, every parent would give anything to save their kid. This is what it all comes down to, giving families hope that their children will survive. And with this research and these advancements, there is a possibility of survival.
So what are you guys saying that's the value of science?
It seems to me that both of them in their own field are saying that research is bringing people hope. It Science gives people new light, so to speak, in a bleak, monotonous world, or it can give you the chance in this world, and at life. Would you ladies agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Completely.
Well, shoot, I can see that, and honestly, I can't refute it.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Everything has its cons, but everything also has its pros. Science has caused a bit of trouble, yet it always seems to ultimately bring good. Next up on the show, brain bursting and what it means for you.